So I'm gonna keep this tutorial as short and simple as possible. You only need 5 items for today's tutorial. Really only 4. You're gonna need Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Gloss Black and Gloss White spray paint. This is the brand I use almost exclusively, so moving forward, assume I'm using this brand of paint. If I'm not, I'll let you know otherwise, but for today's tutorial, it's just this stuff. Next up, you need a plastic bag. Third, you need some kind of lid or round object with a thin edge like this one. Lastly, a sheet of poster board and a table to paint on. This is very important. Another very frequently asked question is, what type of poster board do I use? That's the kind right there. Make sure you spread the word. This question gets asked all the time in the comments section, so that is the brand. That's what I use, and I buy it at Walmart. For today's painting, we're gonna keep things nice and simple. We're gonna simply paint a planet with a night sky and a mountain in the front. Nice and easy, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna show you how to do it. First off, we're gonna take our round object and place it somewhere on our canvas, poster board, whatever you wanna call it. First off, we're gonna place our lid down on the paper. We're gonna go in with our Rust-Oleum Black. We're just gonna do like a quick mist on the outside. All that's gonna do is mark where we want our planet to go. Now I'm going to lightly burst just a little bit of that spray paint in there. I'm gonna come over top with Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Gloss White. Just gonna add a little bit in there. Next up, we're gonna take our plastic bag, crumple it up a little bit, and lay it down over top. Once we put the plastic bag down, we're just gonna tap the plastic bag. We don't wanna rub it. We don't wanna put too much pressure, just a little bit of pressure. Just kind of tap it around and pull it off. We're gonna go in and do that one more time, just get some more textures on here. And that's what we're left with. Let's go one more. If you don't like your texture right off the bat, go ahead and repeat the steps. There's no limit to how many times you can do it, and it's gonna change every single time you go. That looks like a nice moon. We're gonna go back in with our Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch here. We're just gonna shade just one side of this planet. By doing this, we're gonna swoop just on the outside edges of this planet with a light, quick spray. We don't want thick coverage, we don't want the paint to pool. That's literally it. That's all we need to do right there. If you spray less, you're gonna let it dry for a shorter period of time. So I'm gonna give this 30 seconds or so. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my lid on.
A few moments later.
All right, lid is on top of our planet. Make sure you get some of the shaded bits in there. Next, we're gonna go for our night sky. And for that, we're just gonna black out, honestly, in this case, the entire poster board. Keep your hand moving quick. You do not want paint to pool, so stay about a foot away. Move your hand back and forth as you see mine doing here. And don't go over the same spot too many times. If you do, you are going to wind up with pooled paint and you're not gonna be happy with your results. So, nice, even, fairly light coverage is the way to go. For this next part, I'm gonna use this crappy little glove just because I don't want to get paint on my fingers. This is optional, but I do recommend gloves. So we're gonna make some stars by spraying white spray paint onto the tips of our finger. We're gonna flick it off to the side once, then take it over top here and just flick our stars onto our scene here. For those of you that have done my beginner tutorial for spray paint, the most popular one on the channel, this is pretty much the last step. We're gonna take it a step farther today because I wanna show you guys an additional technique and keep things as simple as possible. We're gonna go in and take off our lid here, revealing our planet. I think it looks pretty nice. I put a little piece of tape on the lid, just at the top here, so I could grab it easily. I find that to be quite helpful. Next up, we are going to take our black spray paint, and we're gonna make a mountain right here, maybe right over here, and we're just gonna go in and add some fresh black. That part's important, that it's fresh. Not too much, just a nice little layer to wetten it up again. Then we're gonna go back in with our white spray paint here. And all we're gonna do is streak across this whole page really fast to give some misty effects for the background, like so. So once we have this in, once again we're going to take our plastic bag, we're going to lay it down onto our poster board here, and we're going to kind of place the bag in the shape of our mountain, and then we're just going to run our fingers across and see what kind of results we get. So I'm going to lay it down. I want the mountain to kind of be shaped like this. I'll lay it down, just run my fingers over top. Once I've done that, I'll just peel back. And this part might require you to go in more than once and just kind of finely tune. I put my hand inside of the bag. We're gonna just drag it along and extend this mountain kind of across the page a little bit here. And that looks pretty good to me. That mist in the background gives it some depth. Now we're gonna overlap another mountain. And by that, we're gonna take black spray paint and do a nice fresh coat on here. Then we're gonna run in with our white, and we're just streaking across. I'm gonna add a little bit more white spray paint this time because I want the mountain to look a little more snowy. I'm gonna opt for a fresh plastic bag here. We're gonna lay it down with our hand inside the bag, and we're just drawing with this hand all the way up and peeling back with this hand. Going over it several more times can give you some interesting textures. So keep going until you find the look with this that you really like. I'm satisfied with the way this looks here. Now the one thing that I'm gonna do is just add a bit of shading to our foreground mountain right here. Let's go in with our Rust-Oleum black and just shade the bottom section here, keeping a good distance away and filling in the gaps, if you will. Guys, that is how you take 2 cans of spray paint, a piece of poster board, some magazine paper, and turn it into a quick work of art. Take it step by step, play around with these mountains. They take a little bit of time to do as smoothly as I've shown you in this video here today. Nonetheless, this is a very achievable painting for you first timers or beginners out there. Worry about your planet first. Rewind the video, watch certain parts over and over again, and please, I beg you, go check out the rest of the channel. We have tons of information available, lots of tutorials about mountains, planets, etc., etc. This is meant to be a quick overview video so you guys can get the gist of how spray paint art works. I wanted to keep it quick so that your attention was grabbed and I'm not boring you to death with a 20-minute video. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Please share this video on Facebook. Like, comment, all that good stuff. All of it really helps me get noticed here on YouTube. And make sure you hit the notification bell just beside the subscribe button. That's gonna let you know anytime that we go live. Anytime there's a new video that comes out, you'll be one of the first people to see it. So thank you so much for following along. It's been a pleasure teaching you how to do some spray paint art, and I look forward to teaching you more in the future. Oh, P.S. guys, make sure you sign your painting. That part is very important.